Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in. Today I'm sharing another collection teardown video. I really enjoy doing these, and I've gotten some great feedback that many of you love them too. I will link the playlist below if you need more details about why I'm breaking down all of my collections. Even if you prefer to keep collections together, maybe a combination here will spark an idea for you. Today I'm breaking down Here, There, and Everywhere from Carta Bella. I'm going to flip through all of the papers so I can see each pattern, and then I'll go back through each paper and put them into categories that work in my paper storage system. This first paper is a multicolored floral on a dark blue background. There's purples and pinks, yellow and greens. This would be a great kit starter because it brings several colors from the collection into one paper. That's what I'm always looking for to start a kit. With a paper like this, I can add in other prints and tone-on-tone papers in any of these colors. On the back side is a light pink. Well, it's more of a warmer blush color, but a tone-on-tone polka dot print. I could put this into my B-sides rainbow for sure because this kind of paper goes with so many different kinds of patterns. The next paper is a 3x4 cut apart sheet. I'm not always a fan of the cut aparts, but this note card has lots of room for journaling. Next to it, the card says making memories. Several cards have images that could be fussy cut. I tend to pass on the cut aparts, but I'd use a couple of these if I don't need the B side. On the back is another multicolor floral. These flowers are tiny and the background color is a light green. I do like this floral. I like that the flowers are small and spread apart, so you see a lot of the green background. A lot of florals tend to have a larger scale and they are harder to layer with. If I add this paper to a kit, I just need to remember that the 3x4 cards are on the back so that I don't cut into one I might use. Or I could cut out the cards first and there will still be plenty of this paper to layer with. Next up is another floral on a white background. These flowers are small too, but this print includes the flower stems, so there's a lot of green. Most of the colors from the collection are included. I'm not sure I would use this one as a kit starter. There's more white here than colors from the flowers, but it would be great to layer with. On the back side is a pink and red skinny stripe paper. This could read as a tone on tone, but it is a dark red and a light pink. I love adding these kinds of stripe papers to a kit. The next paper is a camera print on a white background. There are tiny flowers on this one too. I really like this print. We scrapbookers love our camera papers. This is a multicolor print, but the flowers are small. There's definitely more white from the background and black from the cameras than there is color from the flowers. On the back is a tone-on-tone wonky grid paper. This is also pink and red, but here there's more pink than red. I put this in the pinks in my rainbow, but this would also be great in a kit as well. This is a nice generic pattern that isn't themed. Here's another cut apart sheet. This one has multiple sizes, including some 2x2 cards on the bottom and even some 3x2 cards. We don't usually see that size. There are 3x4 cards and some 4x6 cards as well. This thanks a bunch would be great on a card. I would say that the record player could be fussy cut and used as an embellishment. I really like the retro camera. I have an easier time using the smallest 2x2 cards on layouts, but a harder time with the bigger cards. On the back is a tone-on-tone print. I believe this graphic is maybe a quilting block. Even though that is pretty specific, this paper could go with anything. The print is very small and you could use this for the blue color in the background to layer with. This paper has the same light blue background as the paper next to it. The print is bumblebees with tiny white daisy flowers. This one is more themed, and these are the kinds of papers I personally have a harder time using. I'd probably use this as a background or to mat photos, but it would be great for spring and summer layouts, maybe gardening layouts, or maybe even for picnic photos. On the back is a pretty golden yellow gingham. These are my favorite kinds of papers. This is very versatile. It could go in a kit. It could go in the B-sides rainbow. I would probably use it on this side before I would use the B print. I like the B's, but I love these non-themed prints because they go with anything. Here's the next multicolored floral paper on a white background. This paper has all of the colors from the collection and is exactly the kind of paper I like to start my kits with. The pattern is busier and you see more florals than you do the background, so it would be easy to pull out one of the colors like yellow or one of the pinks and add in a tone-on-tone print like the gingham. On the back side is a tone-on-tone minty green color with a polka dot. If this doesn't go in a kit, it's a B-side rainbow paper for sure. Here's the next cut apart sheet. This one is all 2x2 squares. I love these. I mentioned this before. When it comes to cut aparts, these 2x2 cards are easier for me to add to layouts. You can mat them. You can add them to embellishment clusters. You can layer them behind photos, and you can create grid backgrounds. There's so many options. On the B side is a floral on a white background. Interesting. Looking at these two prints together, this one on the left is a smaller scaled version of the paper on the right. I wouldn't say they're exactly the same. The smaller flowers are more spread out and there's more white background. So for me, since these prints are very similar, I'd rather use the cards and use the cut apart side. If I want the floral, I have this other paper that I could create a kit with. The next paper has vehicles. We've got VW bugs, VW buses, and bicycles. I like papers that have VW buses because my parents had a yellow bus when I was little. I like to hang on to these papers in case I ever come across childhood photos with that VW bus. I would probably keep this paper in the Carta Bella file and keep it for when I need it rather than make a kit with it. On the back side is an X pattern. It's double rows of tiny X's in white on a navy background. This is a great paper to add to a kit or to add to the B-side rainbow. Here's the 4x4 cut apart sheet. Again, lots of fun images that could be fussy cut if you don't want to use the cards. This VW bus could be ephemera, the same with the bug. You could maybe find a circle die cut to cut out this wreath that says, "Make Today Matter." And the "You Are Sunshine" card would be a nice title on a layout. On the back is a multicolor flag banner print on a white background. This one screams fussy cutting to me. I could see cutting around the scalloped edges and making a fun border with this paper. Or you could cut strips and then cut around the scalloped edges and layer several together. The next paper is a white daisy print on a light blue background. This is different than the other florals we've seen in this collection. The daisies are close together, so you don't see a lot of blue in the background. This paper would be great for a kit. It will go with almost anything. On the back is a golden yellow tone-on-tone with another polka dot print. And this is the sticker sheet. So that's the last paper. It goes without saying that the yellow polka dot would be great for the B-side rainbow. What I'm going to do now is grab my sticky notes. If you've watched my other teardown videos, you've seen these before. These are the categories I'm going to break down this collection into. I've got the rainbow B-sides for all the tone-on-tone papers and single color papers that don't make it into a kit. The kit starters will be papers for kits that I'm making from this collection. And the manufacturer bin is where everything else will go. I'm going to go back through all of the papers now and start making piles to break down this collection. All of these papers mix and match and coordinate, and most of them would look great in any combination. Before I break it down all together, I do like to match up papers from the same collection if I can. But if I don't put certain papers together, it's not because they don't work together. Any kits I make will live in my kit starter bin. When I make kits, I'm looking for specific things. The papers that meet the criteria are the ones that I match up. I'll talk through what I'm looking for as I make my kits. This first paper is exactly what I like to use as a kit starter. And it's a bonus that on the back is a great tone-on-tone polka dot. If I cut this paper up, I have a second print to use. So I'm going to put this paper in the kit pile for now. I like having cut aparts in kits, though I don't always use them. I do really like the floral on the back. I could definitely see these two papers together in the same kit. They contrast or have different colors in the background, and the size and the scales of the flowers are different. The 3x4 cards are nice to have in page kits, so I'll put this in the kit pile. Here's a smaller floral print on a white background. On the back is the red and pink stripes. For me, I don't think this paper works with the other two. And because I love the B-sides for being so versatile, I'm going to put this one in the rainbow pile for now. Here's the camera print with the flowers on the white background. And on the back is the pink wonky grid. This is a dilemma for me. I always love the B-sides, but I really like this camera print too. I'm not sure if I want to make a kit with the camera paper. I don't think there's any other papers here I'd put with this. It might be a good one-off paper to pull later. The grid paper would definitely go in a kit though if I need it. It's a deeper pink than the polka dots in the first paper. I think for now I'll put this one in the Carta Bella file and wait and see if I need the B-side. Here's the next cut apart sheet with the different sized cards. On the B-side is a nice tone-on-tone print that can go in any kind of kit. So I'm going to put this in the B-sides for now. Here's that bumblebee print on a blue background. Do I like these bees with the flowers? Yeah, it's okay. The papers contrast and the themes work together. The B side is that golden gingham though, and that looks really good with the florals too. I'm more likely to use this on the gingham side, so I'll put this in the rainbow pile. Here's another all over multicolor floral. On the back is the green polka dot. But with all of the florals I already have in the kit pile, I'm going to put this in the rainbow pile until I see what the kits look like. I do want to keep this 2x2 cut apart sheet. I don't think I'm going to add this to a kit. I'm going to put this in the Carta Bella pile. Oh, wait, look how cute this paper is with the cameras. That might work well together as a kit. We'll see. Here's another pretty floral on a white background. I do like the tone-on-tone B-side too. I think I'm going to put this with the kits. There's so much floral going on, but maybe I'll get 2-page kits out of this collection. Here's the paper with the VW buses and bugs. This one reminds me of childhood. I'm sure I have photos that this would work with, so I'm going to keep this one in the Carta Bella file, and then I can pull it out if I find photos later. Here's the 4x4 cut apart sheet, and on the back is the multicolor flags. I like the flags better, but I'm not sure I would put this with the florals. It feels more celebratory to me, like birthday, so I'm going to add this to the Carta Bella pile. The last paper is the daisies with the golden yellow polka dots on the back. I do really like both sides. I'm not sure what I want to do with this yet. Looking at all of the papers I have left over, what do I want to do with these? Would this floral look good with the red stripes? I'm always looking for contrast when I make page kits. I like the idea of adding this blue, But the light blue is not the same blue as what's in the flowers on the page. That blue has more purple. I like the red stripes with this floral. I could go into my stash to see if I could find another tone on tone paper that has more of the purple from the flowers to add to this. This red makes a nice contrast against the white background, and the stripes are always good in a kit. Looking at this floral with the dark background, I think the green would look nice with this. And I think that one of the yellow prints would work. It probably needs to be the gingham. I try not to put two of the same or similar prints in the same kit. The green is polka dots. The other yellow paper also has polka dots. They are different, but I like the difference that the gingham adds. I like these three together. Again, this light blue here just isn't the same blue as what's in the flowers. There's more purple in these two, so the blue does not work, but I do like these three prints together. Going back to the camera paper, on the back is the pink grid. This looks really good with the darker floral. Does it also work with the lighter floral? It works, but I don't like it as much as the red. I don't like it with the cameras either. I try not to put two papers with white backgrounds in the same kit. I prefer papers that contrast, so I'm not going to add anything to these two papers. This pink grid is pulling out pink from the flowers in the darker floral. It works with both the green and the golden gingham. Oh, but wait, I still have the 3x4 cut apart sheet here. On the back side is a green floral that I could use if I don't use the cut apart sheet. These greens are not the same color, but I actually like the lighter one better. So I'm going to take out the polka dot, keep the gingham, the grid, the dark florals, and this cut apart sheet all together as one kit. That's 4 papers. That's a full kit for me. I don't need to add any more papers, especially since there's the green one on the back of the cut aparts. This one contrasts with the other prints. I like it, so I'm going to keep these together and put these 4 papers in the kit pile. Does anything work with this car paper? I'm not loving the green with it. It could work, but I'm not wowed by this combination. On the backside is a floral. I don't see me making a third kit with this paper. I could put it in the Carta Bella pile and make a kit later with my stash, but I'm not sure it's a floral I'd be excited to find later. Personally, I'm leaning towards the B side and putting this polka dot paper in the rainbow. So this is what I'll be adding to the Carta Bella manufacturer file in my paper system. The cars, the fun flags, and the 2x2 cut aparts. And I'll keep these papers together with the sticker sheet. For my kit starter bins in my storage system, I have this kit with 4 papers and a second kit with the florals and the stripes. I can pull in other tone on tone papers from my stash to make a bigger kit when I have photos. And going into the rainbow bin are the green polka dots, the blue tone on tone, and the yellow polka dots. And that is how I break down a collection. If I haven't already said this, there's no right or wrong way to do this. All of these papers coordinate, and there's many different ways to combine all of these papers. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you're enjoying my content and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. See you next time.